Welcome to another episode of Meet You at the Top podcast with your host Magda Wolski and
Elphi Bolombo.
Guys, if you love listening and watching our podcast, our episodes, our interviews with the phenomenal guests that we have coming through the door, please do support us, like, subscribe, leave comments on our videos. It really does mean a lot to us, and it takes very little effort on your part, so we would really appreciate it.
Yes, absolutely. So this week we have two serial entrepreneurs. These two women, they're not stopping until they make it to the top. They're chasing their dreams and they're being authentic with their journeys. And of course, I'm talking about none other than ourselves. So
Yes.
cheers. Cheers, baby.
Sorry, the setup is not too wine friendly. Cheers.
So this episode, we want you guys to get to know us a little bit better because we feel like if you guys know a little bit more about us, you'll support us more. And we just want to be transparent with our journeys and share a little bit more about our lives.
Yes. And we will be doing that by spinning the wheel. It will land on a category and we'll each ask our own question in regards to that category. Shall we begin?
Let's go. Let's
Woo!
get into it. Spin that wheel, baby. Let's go.
That was a good one.
Ooh, the first one that landed on is love.
Okay.
Magda.
Yes.
What is your definition of love?
Oh, that's a tough question. I think love is unconditional. I think being in love is something that's different for everyone. But for me, it means having someone there that's 100% with me, supportive, respectful. He, supports my dreams, helps me get there. And overall, I feel safe with that person.
Yes. Wow. Beautiful.
Yes.
I love that. I love that for you.
You love that for me?
Yes.
Yes. Okay, so in terms of love for you, Elphi. Let me see. What is your love language? You can give me two.
My love language, I would say I like a little bit of everything. But if I had to pick my top two,
Gifts.
Girl. You know what? I like to give gifts.
Yeah.
And that's kind of how I show love. But like when I say give gifts, it's like the thoughtful ones.
Yes.
Like if I know like my man needs this, when I'm at the store, I'll get it for him. It doesn't have to be something big or extravagant, but the small things that matter. It's like, damn, you really thought about me. You know? That's how I like to show my love. And other ways, of course, acts of service. But I think the question was, what are my top two love languages that I love? And I would definitely say acts of service and quality time.
Yes.
Acts of service because, you can talk a lot. You can say a lot. But are you doing it? Where's the action behind your word to show me that you love me, to show me that you care about me, to show me that you're thinking about me? Where is the action? So that's why I say acts of service is very important to me. And I just think service in general is what we're here for in life, to service each other, to service God, to service the community. And that's why that's really important to me. And quality time, because I've met a lot of successful men, and a lot of them, you have all these amazing, beautiful things that money can buy, but you don't have anything that a woman truly wants, like spending that time together.
Yes.
Having that intimacy within each other, minus if everything was gone tomorrow. Do we still have something there between us?
Ooh, I love that.
Yeah.
Okay, so what do you mean? So when you say spend time, how much time would you ideally like to spend with your man?
Okay, it's not about how much time, it's about the quality of time. So, like, if my man is super busy, which he probably will be, I mean, I'm single, but I'm just, saying for the future.
Right.
I understand that. I'm here to support you and your dreams and your goals, whatever it is that you're working towards. If you only have an hour for me, babe, that's okay. But that hour, I don't want you on your phone.
Right.
That hour, I want you to be present. I want you to be responsive. I want you to be listening. I want you to be speaking to me.
Ooh. Yeah.
So it doesn't matter how much time. If you really, truly only have an hour for me today and you're giving me 100% of that 1 hour, I'm happy.
Right.
I'm happy.
And that's so true, because like how many times do we go to restaurants and we see couples be together but they're both on their phones? Like,
yeah.
If
I go on a first date, you even touch your phone. I get it. I get business calls all the time too. But man, read the room.
Yeah. Yeah. And like a call can wait. You know, it's like an hour out of your time. I love that. Okay, shall we spin?
Yes. Ooh, so it landed on business.
Perfect.
So my question for you, Magda, is obviously I mentioned we are both serial entrepreneurs.
Yeah.
What are some of the businesses you currently have, and where do you aspire for them to go?
Ooh, okay. So obviously we do real estate together and the podcast. I have big dreams for both the podcast and real estate. You know, I want everyone to know Meet You at the Top podcast. I want everyone to watch and, you know, have some amazing A+ guests on there as well. We're appreciative of all the guests that have already come on. They have been amazing. But, you know, once you get that taste of like a good guest, you just want to keep going. Yeah. And with real estate as well, like I want us to close more properties. I want us to list more, even high luxury. Like it's not a priority for me to do high luxury because I know it's easy to list, but sometimes it's hard to sell depending on what it is. But aside from that, I do have a permanent search staffing business. So companies basically contract me out to find them employees, whether it's general labor, managers, you know, and I touch across all industries. So my hopes for that is I've been running it for 4 years already, but I would like to automate it. So I want it to kind of be like an Indeed on drugs. Okay. So I want companies to use it, post it, and then get an influx of candidates because it's hard to find good workers right now. But through my services, you kind of are getting the best bet because I really do vet them so properly. Yeah. But over time, I want that to kind of shift away from me and become kind of its own beast.
Amazing. Yes. And I did check out your website. You know, I had to creep you before I knew what I was getting myself into. Okay. And your website is amazing. I really like how easy it is to use, elitejobs.com. And the one thing that I like about it is if you go on her website and there's not a job there for you, you're able to submit your resume, which is very unique. And I don't see that on a lot of other websites. Yeah. So kudos to you.
Thank you. Yeah. The reason why I did that was because filling out an application, it's timely, it's annoying. Just send me your resume. I'll screen it. If I have a good position for you, I'll send the company your information, and then I'll be able to connect you that way. You know, instead of I'm kind of cutting the process of, you know, waiting, keeping on applying. So yeah, I think it's like just a fast-paced way to find a job essentially, and employees at the same time.
Beautiful.
Yes. And it's business, right? So Elphi, we have obviously listings. What is one that we're currently actively showcasing?
So right now, guys, we have an active listing in the Scarborough area. It's 1350 Kingston Road, Unit 211. It's a beautiful 2-bedroom, 2-bath. It shows extremely well. It's tenanted, so if you're an investor, it's perfect for you. Get in. The tenant's already there. Of course, you can change the rent as a new owner because it's coming to an end. Yeah. But it's a beautiful area. It's a mid-rise building. It's under 5 years old. In the it's in a great neighborhood and
the Hunt Club.
Yeah, the Hunt Club residence area. And I think it's great for even if you're not an investor, if you're a first-time home buyer, because it is listed at $685. It's a great first-time home buyer's opportunity, or if somebody who's looking to downsize.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. I love that it's so close to the beaches and golfing, if anyone's into that.
Yeah. TTC, like, it's honestly in a great location. You have to check it out. Yeah. And we'll link all the information below.
Yeah. And if you want us to do a private showing as well, we're more than happy to do that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Awesome. Ooh. All right, let's spin it. I'm having fun.
Spin that wheel, baby. Yes. Let's go. Okay, so it landed on values.
Ooh.
Okay, Magda.
Okay.
Okay, what values shape your daily life?
You know what? That's a good question. I would say being the best that I can be every day. I really try to be a good person. You know, I don't like problems. I don't like issues. So I stay in my lane. I work hard. I spend time with the ones that I care about, and I really do feel like I'm living a fulfilling life. Yes. I think life-work balance is a very important value of mine as well, because I love to work, but I don't want to live to work, you know? Yeah, I want to work to live.
Yeah, absolutely. And I will say too, like, you're very positive, you're very reassuring. And I think that's why we like our synergy is like,
Yes.
boom.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, we never really, we don't fight.
Yeah, no. We learned from our past mistakes. No, I'm joking. But yeah, no, honestly, like, you're always positive. Like,
Yeah.
I think it, like, we're really yin and yang
Yeah.
because anytime, like, you're feeling, you know, everybody has their ups and downs. If you're feeling worried or I'm feeling worried, we both help each other to feel reassured. And that's why I think, like, you can go further together.
100%. And I feel like you're so receptive to energy, and like if I tell you that you're doing it right or some things that you improve on, like you're very open to that conversation versus like shut down or offended. But I mean, we're basically always on the same page.
Yeah,
so
it's scary.
Yeah. It's very scary.
Spin that wheel, baby.
Okay.
Ooh, family. Okay, Magda. What are some of the ways that your family has supported you in your times of business?
I will say my family has been very supportive. They are very patient with me, which I think is a big thing. They understand that, you know, greatness takes time, and they have never really been negative about that journey. I think my mom kind of understands a little bit better because she herself has started a hair salon. She started from nothing. My dad, you know, he's very results driven. So I don't think he understands, you know, because I'm home, it doesn't mean I'm not working.
Right.
Right? Because they come from a time where it's like work means physical labor.
Right.
And we,
wow.
Yeah. And we don't have physical labor.
Yeah.
Our jobs don't consist of that. But when I talk to him about the process, he's very understanding. And even with real estate, you know, he's like, oh, like, when are you getting a check? And I'm like, listen, we've had this listing and this happened and this and this.
Yeah.
He doesn't understand the industry to the point where, you know, I have to kind of guide him through it, but they are super, super supportive. And I'm lucky because I know that not every family member is like that.
Yeah. No, that's so true.
Right?
And one thing that I will say too, like, when I first met you, like, your brother and you and Thomas's relationship is so beautiful because anytime you need anything, he's there to help you, and vice versa. And you guys really like have each other's back. And that's so beautiful to watch.
We do. We've had our ups and downs.
No, for sure.
Right.
Anybody does.
Yeah, but he's great because the areas that I can't progress, he does it. Like, obviously, I'm not mechanically inclined.
Right.
IT is his forte. I mean, he's kind of the jack of all trades.
Yeah, and he's helped us build this whole podcast.
Yeah,
you know?
and he's taught us so that we can be self-sufficient, which is probably the best gift that anyone could have ever given us.
Amen.
But I also help them, like, whether it's jobs or writing resumes or anything of that nature, the HR aspect, he always comes to me. And, you know, you got to support each other as siblings. Because, I mean, if you don't support each other, who else will? At the end of the day, it's just me and him once my parents are, you know. Yeah. Oh, knock on wood. But, you know, it will be.
This is leather, girl.
Yeah. I don't want to make noise. But, you know, like, it is just him and I. So my relationship is really important with my brother, you know.
Beautiful.
Yeah. Now, what about you, Elphi, in terms of, let's say your future in-laws wanted to live with you. How would you react to that?
Honestly, I'm okay with living with my in-laws as long as there's boundaries and they're like in a separate, like, I couldn't live with my in-laws if I lived in a bungalow, for example, because that's just, you know, like, at the end of the day, me and my husband will be running the household. My in-laws are not running the household. So that's something that's very, needs to be very clear, cut, and concise. But I have absolutely no problem with living with in-laws if I have, like, I don't know, let's say if I have a guest house, God willing, you know, or like I have like a sick basement apartment, no problem, because I know that I want a couple of kids. So, girl, I'm not a stay-at-home mom. I'm definitely going to be active and working and obviously still a part of raising my children. But if I can have help from their grandparents, hello, thank you, I'm willing to take that, you know.
What if your relationship isn't as great with your future in-laws, for example? Would that change your mind?
Oh, you know, I think it's important for the family to love you. But at the end of the day, as long as me and my husband are on the same page, I think if the love is there, you can get through the hurdles, you know? You can.
Yeah.
Girl, I'm going to pray about it. I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, I will say I have met moms that have been very difficult.
Yeah.
So even envisioning them in my life long term, like, it's a no-go, girl.
Yeah.
Like, really, really difficult women that,
Yeah.
you know, are just uncommunicative, and it's just, it's a generational trauma thing, you know, like they bring it from their past and they pass it down. But
as long as my husband is on my side,
right,
I'm happy, you know, because at the end of the day, your parents are not going to be here forever,
right,
and your goals are to build your own family. Yes, we love our family, but mom, dad, like, you guys gotta respect the choice that I made as a man, you know? I would want my husband to speak in that way, and I would always show love to them. Hopefully they love me, and I feel like I'm good with parents, but you just never know.
Yeah.
And if it's not meant to be, it's not meant to be.
No, I think your in-laws will love you.
Oh. Spin that wheel, baby.
I love it.
Ooh, so land on love again. We've already done that one, so let's spin the wheel again.
We can ask more on love, though, no?
You want to? Okay.
Yeah, I don't mind.
Okay, let's get into it. Okay, Magda, how do you feel about divorce?
Ooh, I think it's a non-option for me. I think it's very accessible nowadays, and people use it as an option. They don't even give their relationship a chance.
Right.
And I get there's certain scenarios where divorce is the only option, like severe abuse or whatnot.
Absolutely.
But let's be real. The majority, it's like, what else is out there for me? Or, you know, they use it as a job opportunity, as we both know.
Oh,
like, right.
Not the job opportunity. Ooh.
Yeah, like women want, you know, settlements after divorce.
Yeah.
It's a mess, right?
Yeah.
But I guess that's kind of where society is going. For me personally, divorce is no option. We're talking through it. We're going to therapy if it's getting to that point. But it's through thick and thin, right?
Amen.
Till death do us part.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of people don't realize, like, when you make that commitment with God, like, you can't just sign papers and officiate. Like, your government is what? You're relying on your government, on, you know, to kind of get involved in your marriage. That's not the way I roll.
Oof. Good one.
Yes. Okay, Elphi. What would it take for you to get divorced in the future?
How am I going to answer that? Because I'm not getting divorced.
Ooh, yes. Yes. I think a lot of women, if you choose the right man for you that's, you know, driven by God and
Amen.
truly loves you, divorce isn't an option. You know, people get divorced because they marry people that are incompatible with one another.
Not equally yoked.
No.
Yeah.
And you're, you know, blinded by a certain perspective of that person. But you're not realizing, like, the whole being is just not for you.
Right. Oof.
So
let's talk about it. Damn. That's deep. Spin that wheel, baby. We're not going to give them all the juice, okay?
Yes.
Ooh, so it landed on values.
Okay.
Magda, what are your non-negotiables morally?
For
Like,
my partner or
business partner, just in general, like some non-negotiables that you may have.
Yeah, dishonesty is number one for me.
Yeah.
If you're dishonest with me, it takes a lot for me to build up that trust towards you again.
Yeah.
And if we don't have trust, then our foundation is crumbling, whether it's business, whether it's relationship. So dishonesty is my non-negotiable.
Ooh, that's a good one.
You like it?
I love it.
What about you? I'm curious.
My non-negotiable?
Yeah.
If I would say my non-negotiable morally is if something goes against my values, against what I believe in. I don't know if that's answering the question.
You gotta get a little bit more specific.
Okay, non-negotiables. Someone who doesn't believe in God. That's
big.
In terms of partners.
Yeah.
In terms of business, I would say like the same thing. Like no loyalty.
Yeah.
I would say the lack of loyalty.
Yes.
Because if you're not loyal to me, then how can we proceed? How can we go further together?
100%.
You know, I think loyalty and honesty are like the top two.
No, I agree. Okay, so my question for you, I know you answered that one, but real quick, what do you do to continuously better yourself and stay true to your values?
I think it's important for everyone to spend time alone. You know, I think that even in the past with myself, I have been spending so much time with people and, you know, always doing something, always going places, but we need to spend time alone, because it's when we spend time alone and reflect on ourselves and have time with God and like read the Bible and just self-reflection and self-awareness, that's where we kind of get the wisdom to grow and proceed and have time to really take things in.
Yeah.
And make sound decisions instead of just being like, okay, let's go. Let's do this. No, girl. Get it together, you know?
Yeah.
So I would definitely say like spending time alone for me is crucial for my mental health, for my mood, just everything. It's very, very important. And I didn't realize until the last year and a half.
Yeah. Yeah. It's good to reset.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Spin that wheel, baby. Ooh. It landed on business. Have we done that one yet?
We have. Yeah. But we can still go back to that.
Business. Okay. You want to spin the wheel?
Again?
Yeah, spin the wheel.
Yeah, since we've done that one. Let's get a new theme going here.
I was on business again.
Okay, obviously wants
It's
to
a sign.
start-
It's
yeah,
a sign. Okay, Magda, what's your mission with your businesses?
Yeah.
And goal wise.
Yeah. So
Don't share too much though, because you know.
Right. I'm not giving the layout, the skeleton, but my end goal is, you know, for my money to work for me.
Oof.
Yeah, I want
Bars.
to. I want to be financially free to the point where, you know, I want to be an investor. I think more so, and I think that everything that we're doing now is kind of leading up to that.
Yeah.
Just takes time, right?
Yeah.
And we need to be patient and keep up the consistency, but it's gonna happen eventually.
Amen.
Yeah, and I believe that we'll get there.
Yeah, 100%.
God willing.
No doubt.
Yes. Now, Elphi, for you, should your business decisions be based off of money?
If my business decisions were based off of money, baby, I would be a multimillionaire right now. I'll tell you that much. But honestly, I feel like you shouldn't do everything based off of money. Of course, money is definitely important.
Yeah.
You know, at the end of the day, we're not working for free.
Yeah,
We're not working for free. But at the same time, like when I say you shouldn't base every decision off of money, because sometimes you can work on something like our podcast that is not making any money right now. Let's be real. We're not making money off the podcast. But like when we discuss our future goals, our aspirations, what we're building out in the long term, come 3-5 years from now, and how big this is going to be, and how we're going to be able to help so many people and be on stages, be everywhere.
Yes.
Man, if we would have said we're not doing the podcast, we're not making money off of this, down the road we would be kicking ourselves. When I know that this is something that I generally love and it's not bringing me money, but in the future, man, I'm going to be kicking back, relaxing, and my children's are going to eat off of this.
Okay. Yes. You know what? You have to have a passion for whatever you do, because if money's the only motivator, you're not going to get anywhere, because you're going to expect it fast.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But I definitely think, like, for example, if it comes to, like, say you're selling your company or something, obviously the money, the number matters.
Of course.
Absolutely.
Yes.
But is that my sole thing that drives my decisions? Hell no.
No, and it shouldn't. The money always comes when hard work is put in. I agree.
For sure.
Love that answer.
Ooh. So it landed on friends.
Oh, shit. Okay.
Okay, Magda, how has your circle of friends changed within the last 2 years?
Definitely got much more smaller. I would say that you and I obviously spend the most time together, but that's because we do the same business. So for me, it's like hanging out and working at the same time.
Right.
I feel like a lot of people don't understand, like, I don't have much time for friends. And I know that sounds super shitty.
It doesn't.
Right. But for some people it might be like, what do you mean you can't make time? Well, I'm sometimes not even motivated to meet up with certain people.
If nothing, you're getting nothing out of the conversation.
Right. Yeah. So they definitely got smaller. But my friends I do circulate around, you know, they have the same mindset. Maybe they're not in real estate, but, you know, one's a successful vet, and, you know, they all bring something to the table. And those people get it when I'm unavailable. You know, when I say, let's meet up when we both have time, like, they're not butthurt about it.
Right.
They just get it. and it's hard to find those types of friends. So I would say like I have like 3 friends in the world.
Girl, that's more than me.
I love it. Well, Elphi, speaking of friends, have you ever had a falling out with a friend in the last 2 years?
Oh, she messy.
Drink that wine.
Honestly, I have, and I'm a type of person, I'm a very loyal friend, and I'm a type of person that I don't have a lot of friends because I give 110% to all of my friendships. So I feel like I'm just giving, and the relationship is starting to feel one-sided. That's when I start to pull away.
Yeah.
Or another thing too, like, if you start to pay attention to the things that your friends are saying to you, the words that they're using, and you start to realize these are backhanded compliments or these are projected compliments, you start to think like, why are you being so shady when we should all be the light in each other's lives?
Right.
You know, and I got that from a sermon I watched yesterday.
Of course you did.
You know, and it always applies, it always hits, you know? And yeah, so I've had friendships for over 12 years that I've had to let go of. I've had friendships for, a couple of years that I've had to let go of. And it's like, it's never any it's never any bad blood. It's always like, listen, it's just, we're not in alignment right now or probably ever. And that's just what it is. And I would never, ever speak bad on my past friendships or talk down on them. If I see them, I would definitely say hello. Yeah. And maybe we could do business together. I don't know, but yeah, I honestly feel like I don't have many friends right now, but I'm so happy. Yeah. I'm so happy.
And you know a lot of people, though. Let's get it.
I do. And I've been meeting a lot of amazing people who have, in a shorter amount of time, have been making more impact than the friends I've had for decades. So... yeah, I will say that.
Yeah, and that's great. Yeah, exactly. You got to keep your circle small.
Yeah.
Shout out to you.
Yeah.
Okay, spin the wheel.
Yep, spin that wheel. Ooh, the past.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, so let's see. Whew. Okay, Magda.
Yeah.
What's a traumatic event that has happened in your life?
Yeah.
That has shaped you or hindered you in today?
Ooh, that's a good question. You know what? I don't have any specific situation that was traumatic, but I will say my past relationship was very traumatic. He was definitely a narcissist, but like doctor approved narcissist.
Wow.
And when people have never experienced life with a narcissist, they won't understand, what you have to go through in order to leave. Because once you try to leave, they try to come back one way or another.
It'd probably be scary too, no?
Yeah, girl. It is scary. Yeah. It's like, it's just like a mind game that you feel like you're stuck in, right? But the best thing I did for myself was to learn about the condition, understand what it was for face value, see past all the bullshit. And I think educating myself and really taking the time to just focus again on me. Because I felt like I lost myself in that relationship completely.
What was your breaking point? Like, there was something that he had done that you were like, oh, I can't take it no more? Or is it like a revelation that came to you? Yeah. Like, what was your breaking point that you're like, I can't do this anymore?
I think realizing that he wouldn't, his addictions weren't going anywhere. That was the biggest moment for me. I was like, yeah, you can't grow with someone who's hooked on hard drugs, right? Ooh. Like you're not the priority there. So I think that was the breaking point. And it starts to tumble after that. But it was, I would say the addictions were probably the breaking point, Yeah. Yeah, it's actually quite weird.
Yeah, well, I'm glad you're out of the situation and in a great one now. Yes. So amazing.
Yes, my boyfriend is pretty awesome. I feel like he's mad at me right now. No, he's great. And I feel like I had to go through that to understand what a good boyfriend is or how a man should treat a woman, right?
Can't know the sun without the rain, right?
Ooh, I love that. Yeah. Well, what about you, Elphi? Have you ever dated an influential figure?
Girl. I have. I would would say I have probably dated.
Give us some names.
Girl. I mean, it depends on what you consider dating. I have definitely gone on a couple dates with, high profile people.
Yeah.
That, are in.
You're just their type.
In different various sectors, whether if it's an actor, NBA player, or a high profile business owner.
Yeah.
I have dated them.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'm ready to share the names.
No, we don't.
Yeah, you might have to watch my movie or my book for that.
Okay, yeah. Keep the suspense up.
Yeah.
Do you think it's hard to date guys of that caliber?
Is it hard to have
maintain a relationship?
I will say, when I was dating them, I didn't have in my mind this is gonna be my husband. I was just one of them I was just breaking up with my ex, and I was like, this is a great experience. Yeah. My rebound is in the league. What? But
I love it.
I mean, at the end of the day, it was an experience for me. And they were always respectful. I always have boundaries in those type of relationships.
Yeah.
And I go into it not expecting anything, and I go into it with what my boundaries are. I make that very apparent because I feel like these type of men are used to certain types of women. 100%. And although I may look like that type, baby, you're going to realize really quick, that's not me.
Yeah.
And at the end of the day, I'm always looking for genuine connections. I could have probably dated a couple more of them, but I've always said no if I didn't feel like that person was a good person. Yeah. Rappers, sorry. I'm not interested. There was a couple rappers that tried to talk to me, and I was like, no, I'm okay. I don't care who you are.
From the city, or?
No, girl.
No one from the city.
Miami, LA.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, the bigger
But
cities.
they never it's no.
Yeah, not your buzz. No. Okay. Well, thank you for your honesty.
Ooh, I'm getting hot.
What did it land on?
It landed on the past, so spin the wheel again.
Okay.
Girl, you got me hot and bothered. Ooh, just kidding. So it landed on testimony.
Ooh.
Okay, Magda.
Yeah.
Okay. How do you stay on the right path? On whatever that right path looks like for you, how do you stay on the straight and narrow on what's destined for you?
Yeah. I have a lot of faith in God.
Amen.
So I always think that my path is, I want to say predetermined, but it's my responsibility to get there, So the track's already built. I just got to control the train to get there type of thing.
Yeah. And one thing I will say too, I remember one time I called you about a situation that was happening in my life. I don't know if you remember this. And you were like, girl, don't worry. you always have free will in a situation.
Yes.
So I think that's a good point too, that you always reminded me yes, God has a plan for us, but at the end of the day, we have our free will. And as long as we control, we are aware of the free will, then it can help us stay on our path.
100%. Yeah. And, I think at the end of the day, you just got to think, what's the best decision for me? If I decide on something, how do I feel about it? Intuition is a strong thing. So if I feel like something is off or wrong, I won't do that. Whether it's a business decision or an event, whatever that might be. But yeah, I have a lot of faith in God, and I just try to be the best person that I can be. I pray, I give thanks. And I mean, it's been working.
Yeah.
I think.
Oh my God, I love you.
Yeah.
I'm so happy. I think it's so important to have a business partner that your faith is aligned.
Yeah.
It's so important because had I had a business partner who's an atheist, girl.
Right.
It's not going to work for me.
No, because it's hard not to talk about those things. And then if you talk about them and you don't agree, it's probably going to end in a fight, right?
Yeah. No, I agree.
Now, in terms of values, what is a life lesson that you have learned?
Well, we're on testimony.
Testimony, yes. Yeah. My bad. What is a life lesson that you have learned that has made you a better person today?
I think I've had so many moments of feeling like this is my moment where I'm going to make it. My life is going to completely change. And it never ended up turning out the way I thought. But I think it's because, like, God was trying to show me, like, this is kind of a glimpse of what I can do for you, but because you're not dedicating and giving your life to me, you're not getting it.
Yeah.
You know? So I would definitely say reading the Bible has definitely changed my life.
Yes. I love that.
Yeah.
And a lot of people don't read the Bible, so that's very inspiring.
Yeah, thank you.
I should crack that open sometime.
Yeah, girl, I got you. Values, which we already did, so let me try to spin it.
You spin it, yeah. Maybe a new perspective will.
Ooh, social media.
Okay.
Your favorite.
Yeah, it is.
Okay, Magda, how do you feel like you present yourself on social media? And like, how do you kind of get the traction of all your reels and stuff, because you're very good on social media.
Yeah.
I watched your social media go from 2,000 followers
yes.
to 10,000 followers
yes.
in literally like 2 months.
But then it dropped.
So how do you think that you come off on social media, and how have you grown your social media?
Yeah. Okay, I'll keep it real with this one.
Mm-hmm.
I think that I come off as, I try to be myself online.
You are.
So I like comedy, so I incorporated that. I don't believe accounts should only be like what you're doing, like all real estate.
Right.
It's boring. No offense, guys.
Facts.
But I think you told me this once. It's the 80-20 rule, right?
Mm-hmm.
Post 80% of your hobbies and what you do, who you are, and 20% should be your business.
Yeah.
So I think I hold true to that in a way that I grew my social media reels. I posted every single day last year, but I will say one video did garner
Rick and Morty.
It garnished a lot of attention. It got 4 million views, and I'm not gonna lie, it propelled my followers through that.
Yeah.
But the following start to drop after a while, and it's because obviously the audience captured those attention. Like, they were looking for more sexy posts.
Yeah.
But that's not me. I love transitions. I thought it'd be funny. We're at the beach. You took the video for me. But it did take 2 weeks for that video to hit. So I encourage everyone to just be patient once you post a reel and give it time to reach the audience, right? I feel like people want instant gratification.
Yeah, one thing I will say about you too, like, you're very raw, you're very authentic, you are very yourself. You don't care if you're not wearing any makeup. Yeah. You don't care what you're saying or like what you're doing. Like, you're just real, and I appreciate that, because I think that I should be a little bit more like that. Not saying I'm not real, but I think twice about it,
Yeah. And you know what? It's totally understandable, because a lot of people have that, like, they second guess themselves. Like, what will I look like? What would people think of me? But at the end of the day, you just got to feel comfortable about what you're posting.
Right.
And the confidence, just to do it, and don't worry about the comments. Like, who cares what other people think or say?
Yeah.
You see so many accounts out there.
This world is so toxic.
It is. And speaking of that, what is your pet peeve of realtors on social media?
Oh my gosh. You know what? My biggest pet peeve when it comes to other realtors on social media is, I think realtors have amnesia of where they once started. So I see a lot of realtors talking down on new realtors, just acting as if they were never once in that position. You didn't start real estate as a successful realtor. You didn't. You had to start somewhere. So if people are making mistakes, instead of like looking down on them or like complaining about them, you should help educate them.
Yeah.
Or like, don't forget you were once in that position.
Yeah.
I think that's one thing that for me, myself, I will never do that,
No.
And if I have new realtors who are like going to look up to me in the future, I always want to let them know, like, it's okay. You have to start somewhere.
Yeah.
Like, man, it's crazy.
Yeah.
People forget about that. And it's like, it's irritating, because then I feel like you're not being authentic to your journey.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, you weren't always rolling in a Rolls Royce or like a G-Wagon. Like, that's not where it started, unless you were born into wealth.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I agree.
Everyone has to start somewhere. That's just my whole message. And like, relax, chill out.
Yeah. And I also can't stand realtors who follow me and then unfollow me right after that.
It's weird.
To gain. I know what they're doing. They're
weird.
They're just trying to increase their following while looking like they don't follow anyone. But it's like,
it actually just makes you look like a hater. Because you came on my page to get whatever you wanted to get, and then now you just unfollow. Yeah. It's weird.
Don't use me. You can't use me.
Okay.
I will call out people. I will call you out if I see you in person.
You actually will. People think I'm the savage in this relationship. It's really you. No, it's really you.
We both have our quirks.
Okay, spin that wheel, baby. Lend out testimony again.
Okay.
Let's see. I think I can ask you another thing. So, what's an experience that has molded you from the past to who you are today?
That's a great question. Ooh. I think there wasn't specific moment in time, but I will say I think that I was definitely a little bit more emotional when I was younger. Life experiences, meeting the wrong people, whether it's friends or guys, has definitely made me a little bit more aware of my naivety when I was pretty naive, looking back at it. And I'm still fortunate that happened because it made me so much stronger and like bullshit proof as I grew older.
Yeah.
And now it's like those types of people can't come at me anymore, It's like toxicity, like basically devil behavior.
Yeah.
I'm pretty prone to that now because like I know
you can tell when the energy's off. Like there's so many times where we went out and we meet certain women that it's like, girl, where is this energy coming from?
Yeah.
Yeah,
sometimes it's weird, but you start to realize you don't owe people anything.
Exactly.
Your energy, your time. If you don't feel like it's a right fit, or you feel like it's only a give and take relationship, I don't want to be in that. So I think it's made me a stronger, not only person, but a business owner and entrepreneur in general. I can't be used. Not anymore.
Okay. Amazing.
Yes.
We could spin it.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. We'll spin it. I'm asking you the next question, though.
Okay. It landed on love.
Okay, perfect.
I feel like we've done that one, but okay, I'm open.
But we have a few still. What's your current love situation for people that haven't watched our previous podcasts?
Yeah, so if you haven't watched our previous podcast, you should probably watch it. Yes. I'm going to link it right here.
Yes.
But, so right now, I'm not dating. I'm just in a season of, just spending time with God and myself, learning more about myself, and really cultivating my skills, my gifts, and bettering myself as a woman.
Yeah.
So that when I do meet my partner, I'm not saying I'm closed off, like I'm open. But when my partner comes around, like I will be that person they're looking for.
Yeah. Yeah. No,
so I'm single.
You're single.
Yeah.
Now, do you think that it's something that has to do with you, or is it the men that are coming or trying to get with you and you don't have that attraction or whatever not to make them your partner? Do you think
no, I don't think the attraction is the problem.
Okay.
I don't think the attraction is the problem. I think that I just think because I wasn't aligned with, to be honest, I always believe in God, but I wasn't really in that path and what's meant for me.
Yeah.
And I think that women can get very distracted by money, by, opportunities, and I have a lot of that comes into my pipeline, and I'm like,
yes.
I do have a lot of that comes into my pipeline, and it can be tempting. The devil's tempting me every day, okay?
Yeah.
It can be very tempting. You can get lost in that, and I did fall into that, and I realized some things are just not worth it, and like,
yeah.
At the end of the day, you have to that person has to be truly meant for you for all those things to even matter. Because I have dated somebody who literally had everything you could possibly imagine in the world and had absolutely nothing that I needed in my partner.
Wow. See?
Yeah.
Can't buy class. Can't buy personality.
Money doesn't buy character.
No.
Money does not buy character. Money does not buy love. Money does not buy faith.
Yeah.
Everything that you have on earth it's not going to be here when you're gone.
Yeah, and I think that because you're so self-aware of you, who you are as a person, this is when, like, God will start to show you some real potential lifetime partners that might be the man for you, right?
Yeah. I'm definitely open, but I'm looking for quality.
Yeah.
Quality. Like, that's what I'm looking for.
Yeah.
And
no games.
Yeah, exactly. I'll leave it at that. I don't want to spill too much now.
I love it. Do you have a question for me?
Yes.
Okay.
So,
I'm so nervous.
How do you feel about prenups?
Ooh, I personally don't believe in prenups myself, but that's because I think that I'm kind of, I hate saying I'm different from everyone, but I'm very altruistic, you know. I don't believe in cashing out on my partner's expense. I think in today's world, I understand why people get prenups, especially if you're like in the league or a celebrity. Like, obviously, if you're paying attention to all these cases that are happening and circulating, it's hard to meet someone with pure values and someone who's there for you and not for your money, right?
Yeah.
But I think if you both have the same amount of assets, earnings, whatever, and you want to build together, and you don't want, like, you want to be together forever, you want to build your own empire together, like, I don't believe a prenup should be there.
Okay, some would argue that a prenup is a form of protection and can actually get you assets. What do you think about that?
Protection and could get you assets.
Yeah. So, for example, with that soccer player, what was his name?
Right, Hassami or whatever.
Yeah, I don't know what his name is, but I think everybody knows what I'm talking about. Essentially, his wife got a divorce.
Yeah.
And basically, he didn't own anything under his name.
Yeah.
And it's all under his mom's name. And now he's actually getting access to half of her assets.
Yeah, but that's not a prenup though, because.
But if she had a prenup, she would know all the assets that he had.
Right. Ooh, yeah. Well, I will say this one thing. You know, lawyers are really good at what they do. And even if you do have an existing prenup, they can be annulled.
True.
So even in that scenario, even though he is owed half of her earnings, I actually don't think it's going to push through.
Yeah. I mean, he don't need the money.
Right. He's just he's just trying to prove a point, I think.
Hard lesson to learn. Spin that wheel, baby.
I love it.
We're going to spin it one more time.
Okay.
Land on the past.
Strong one.
Social media. Let's see. What other questions do I have for you? How do you feel about your partner being, if this was your partner, which is not, but just given a scenario, your partner being like a fitness trainer, say if they were like half naked on the Instagram?
Yeah, I wouldn't like that personally. I think that social media is a portal for temptation.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Facts.
Yeah, but I get it. Like, if it's your job, it's still going to bring that attention regardless of how you spin it. I just want to date somebody in that field because I know that I'm not okay with it, and I'm not okay with trying to change somebody either.
Ooh.
You know what I mean? Yeah.
So mature.
Girl, I'm 30. So, you know, like my partner now, my boyfriend, he's not, I mean, obviously he has like an Instagram, but he doesn't.
Low key.
Super low key, you know, he doesn't like being on camera.
Yeah.
Because I like that though. I like that he's very just private.
Get them all to yourself.
All to myself. And there's no surprises, you know. I don't have to worry about women being like, oh my God, look at these text messages or DMs. But like, I know that nowadays everyone is on social media. So I think you just have to be like aware and vigilant in who you want to date, right? Yeah. And if you're okay with that, because I know women that don't care about men posting like their V-lines and things like that. But like, I just think there's certain things that don't have to be on social media. And I think that guys that overpost at the same time, there's something wrong with them. Like, you got like trauma from your childhood.
No attention.
Yeah. So I think it just tells a story at the end of the day. I think the mature guys, the ones that are looking for a real wife, aren't on social media like that. So if you're looking for love, get off Tinder, and go like, I don't know, go into the real world and try to meet somebody. Or you know what? Best thing, it's through friends. I think your friends know you best, and I think that they can really hook you up with someone cool. Don't worry.
Love that.
I'm on the lookout for you.
Girl. Okay, let's see. I don't know what it is about the past, but let's just go to the categories that we haven't hit yet. Yeah. Okay? Because we got a couple more to hit that I think would be good to talk about. So let's chat heartbreak. Okay. That's one that it hasn't landed on. Yeah. What's the most heartbreaking thing that's happened to you?
Well, I've been cheated on, but I don't think that was heartbreaking because I kind of expected it from that person, which sounds so crazy.
Yeah.
But
Now,
right. But you know what? I think personally, for my heartbreak, I hurt myself the most. You know, like I think like I said, stayed in situations where I should have left right there and then. But I give people the benefit of the doubt. At least I did when I was younger, and I would, make excuses for them. And because of that, I was cheating on myself. You know what I mean?
Ooh, yeah.
In a way. So, yeah, I would say that just picking the wrong people in my life to spend my time with, to entrust in them, because not everyone is as loyal as you.
Yeah.
You know.
Good one.
Yeah. What about you, Elphi? Have you ever been cheated on?
Honestly, I have.
That's crazy.
Right?
We're doomed.
Thank you. I love you. Yes, I have. One scenario where I have seen it for myself. The other scenarios where I couldn't really prove it. Yeah.
That's wild.
Yeah.
Oh my God. What were you feeling in that moment?
Oh,
that's
man.
crazy.
It was like very like.
What's going on?
It's a whole story, and I'm not gonna tell the story on the podcast now because I want you guys to tune in and keep watching. But one day I will tell this story. It was really crazy, but I learned a lot from it. And then there's another scenario where I knew he was doing something, but I couldn't prove it. So I'm the type of person, if I can't prove it, I'm gonna just stay quiet. I ended up leaving anyway, so it is what it is.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Damn. I'm sorry, girl. I feel like it's very common, though.
Girl, I'm happy. Like,
yeah.
I feel like every time I have broken up with somebody, I have glowed up.
Yeah, it's not rejection, it's protection.
Okay.
That's what I always say.
Yeah.
All right, spin that wheel.
Should we spin? You can spin it. If it lands on something that we haven't hit on, then I'll.
Just for fun.
Yeah. Friends.
Okay.
What characteristics do you look for in a friend, Magda?
Yeah, you know what? I look for someone who is honest, obviously, but I want someone to vibe with me. It's hard to pinpoint exactly what I look for, but I just want people to treat me the way I treat them. You know, I treat my friends, I think pretty well. Like, I think of them. If I go to the store and I see something, I'm like, oh, she'll love this.
Yeah.
Elphi will love this. So I get it, and I don't expect anything in return, but like, I want my friends to be conscientious of what I do for them. Yeah. And just have my back at the same time. I want my friends to support me. Yeah. That's a big one for me, you know?
If I'm not fucking with him, you're not fucking with him.
That's right. Yeah. Whatever the situation is, I want my friends to be on my side at the end of the day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, absolutely. That's a good one.
Right?
Should we spin it?
Wait, I have a friendship question.
Okay. Ugh.
Okay. Ooh, let me think, actually.
You want to move on?
Let's move on.
Okay.
I'm blanking.
Family.
Ooh. Okay. I have a question for you.
Okay, go ahead. I think we kind of have hit all of them.
Family?
No, all of the topics, so now we can just free flow. Okay,
awesome. What are some things that you learned from your family that you won't be doing for your family in the future?
Oh, man. Couple things. Primarily, I would say, number one, whatever my child is gifted at naturally, I will support it. I will nurture it. I will feed it. Yeah. I will grow it, and I will encourage them in that. It could be something ridiculous. I don't care if I truly see that my child is called for that, whether it be, I don't know, literally anything random. Like, there are so many, and that's what this podcast is about. Whatever you're gifted as, whether if it's taking care of plants, whether if it's designing buildings, whether if it's drawing, singing, dancing, athletics, whatever it is, that's what you're made on earth for, and that's what you should focus on, because that's how you're going to succeed and make it to the top. Yeah. It's not forcing your child to go into an industry that they have no interest in, to watch them suffer through university and suffer through the whole process, only at the end to figure that this is not what they want to do. I want to show my kid love and support in that, and That's one thing I would do differently. My parents always showed me love for sure, but they were definitely more of the traditional route, like lawyer, doctor, university, and I just pushed through, but I knew that that's not what I wanted to do.
Yeah. And you don't want your future kids to envy you at the end of the day.
Yeah. And like my kids, whatever you want to do, baby, I'm right there and I'm pulling up. Let's go. Let's do it. I'm doing it. Let's go.
I love it.
Yeah.
Okay. Should we ask a free-flowing question?
Yeah.
Okay.
Let's see. Okay, what's one misconception about you?
I feel like a lot of people don't think I'm smart.
I could see that, but like you're very smart, girl.
Yeah, like I think that people like see me and they're like, oh, like maybe she's ditzy or insecure. I don't know if maybe that's my social media talking, but I know a lot of things. I'm an autodidact. I feel like a lot of people don't even know what that word means. Girl, you're a
hustler. You would not be my business partner if you were not smart or a hustler or any of those things. So
I'll take it as a compliment.
Yeah, but maybe it's the blonde. I don't know.
Maybe it's the blonde. Yeah.
Reese Witherspoon of real estate.
Yeah, literally. But you know what? I love blonde. I'll never not be blonde. I think like brown just wasn't my color.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, I was naturally.
Damn, you just let out tea that you're not natural blonde.
Sorry, guys. No, I am not. My kid's gonna be dark, potentially dark haired, and fair skinned, very fair skinned. Okay, I'll ask you a question, Elphi. Are you close with your family?
I would definitely say like we didn't like me and my siblings. We have very large age gaps, so it's a little bit more challenging. Like my brother's in his 40s. My sisters are in their 30s. I'm in my 20s. It's very large age gap, so it's tough. And I think your parents do their best, but as we become adults, it's kind of on us to work towards those relationships. Yeah. So I have a really good relationship with my mom and some of my siblings, but there's always room for improvement. Yeah,
and I feel like they're also dispersed, so it's harder to keep in contact when you have like one. Live in the U.S., one literally in a different province. Yeah.
No, absolutely.
So that's good.
Work in progress,
Listen, there's always room. Yeah. But, family's there forever, and there's always time.
Yeah. So let's talk about some of the things that we want to implement with our podcast.
Yeah.
So, guys, if you're watching this and you've watched some of our other episodes, do you know that we play a game called Sip or Spill? Today, we switched up a little bit. But on Sip and Spill, there's always a prize option.
Yes.
And in that prize option, we want to give you guys the opportunity, if you're a small business owner, if you offer a service or anything of that kind, and you want to be featured as one of the prizes for the Sip and Spill game, email us and we can get you on. We'll promote your product and it's a good way to kind of keep it in the community and support other business owners like ourselves.
Yeah. And guys, if you like this episode and you want us to do more of this, more of the Get to Know Elphi and Magda segments, drop a yes in the comment section so you're watching. And we'll make more, and we're ready to kind of spill more as we go. But we definitely want you guys engaged and enjoying this podcast as well. Yeah. So I think we've pretty much answered everything we got to answer today.
Yeah, that's enough tea for the day, honey.
Yeah, you can't have all of it. Okay, you can't have your cake and eat it too. So, Elphi, do you want to close us off?
Yes, it is Meet You at the Top podcast. We'll see you there, baby.
Bye.
Bye.
Meet you at the top.